Good, everybody. What is good? What is good? Big game, James. We're going in. We're going in hot. So y'all just jump on in as you see it. Come on in the building. It's been a long time. I got my dog here, Mike White, back in the building. He's mobile with the fresh Dallas hat. What's good with you, dog?
How you doing, good sir?
Oh, I'm doing really good, and Cowboys are doing really good now. I want you to be nice on this stream. We ain't got a long time, but you're gonna be nice to a certain person, okay? You're gonna be nice to a certain person because a certain person that got cut that you have been talking about for 8 billion years. A certain person.
I ain't gonna say anything about it.
Hey, no, but I mean, let's talk about it right quick. I mean, Jalen Smith got cut. It was a big thing. I don't think it was a big thing because I think people understood it was going to probably happen next year. But doing it in the middle of the season, the vibe was good from everybody, so it was kind of a surprise. Just kind of give me your thoughts on it.
I mean, it definitely was a surprise. Literally, nobody, not even others knew it was going to happen. Nobody knew. Trevon Diggs was on Irvin's podcast when the news broke, and it knocked the whole pause in the podcast. But what it does say is this team is actually, for once, possibly for the first time in the last 25 years, actually thinking forward as to the moves they may want to make. Because not only did he get 28 snaps in that game, Randy Gregory got 2 sacks. And Randy Gregory was playing his ass off in the game before that in the fourth quarter, like a Scud missile. And what's Randy Gregory's contract look like? So I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just saying that's the type of flexibility it allows you to get, because literally nobody who's ever played a sport more than 6 months, less than 6 months, like, I could go right now and get my knee cleaned up. You could go, I'm sure you can go get your wrist cleaned up. There's always something. And that's how that surgery came up last year, where he got his guaranteed money.
Right. And, shout outs to Jalen. He got on with the Green Bay Packers. They had a little bit injury. I think Zadarius Smith or Zadarius Smith. He's going to be out for a little bit. So you know what? That's a good thing that he got on with the team. NFC, we might see the pack. You know what I mean? You never know. That could be some good little.
I'm happy, honestly. Like, people think I have some vendetta. I don't have a vendetta against the dude. I had a vendetta against the narrative and the way he was picked, and then he was paid, and everybody treated him. It was nothing against him, and he will be a great player in a rotational inside linebacker role outside of the red zone. That's what he is. But unfortunately, the Cowboys paid him for more than that, so the Packers get to reap the benefit because they just got him for $750, something like that.
Right.
Good for him.
Hey, like I said, it is what it is, and hey, I'm gonna look at it like this is where I look. Here's my perspective from it, Mike. You got other guys in the building now. You got guys that you're probably looking at. We can go forward, and this is not going to hurt the team as far as like on the field. This is not going to hurt them. We understand that it might be a little bit of shakeup in the locker room, but this is a business. Everybody should understand, just like a job. You might have one of your best friends at the job. He get fired the next day. It's going to hurt, Mike. It's going to hurt for that day. But guess what? When you go to work the next day, ain't nothing you can do. You ain't thinking about that like that any longer because there's nothing you can do, and you're going to have to move on.
Family to feed, you got your own problems.
Hey,
you got your own problems.
You know what I mean? So there's more. Like
that shock. Like, you told me not to be negative, but people are talking about like a shock to the locker room. You're like, yeah, it's a shock to the locker room, but it's a shock to the locker room when people are in practice every day in and day out, in the film room day in and day out, and see a worse player getting snaps over a better player because of his prestige with the organization.
Hey, well, you know what? Dan Quinn has come in and really put his foothold on this team. And they are allowing him to do that. They're saying, you know what? If he's saying that this ain't working, you know what? We're going to have to just go ahead and move on because guess what?
Yep.
Jerry talking with Jimmy, doing that Ring of Honor thing. Jerry taking one of his personal pick. Me and you talked about it, Mike. I said, I'll know they're serious when Jerry gets rid of his personal pick.
We talked about that in March.
Yeah, we talked about that in March, y'all. I mean, check it out. Me and Burgers and Blitzes, we was talking about that in March. If Dallas was really serious and we were really believing that they're really about that life, then you would have to go and cut your favorite son. That's what we would think, okay, now it's getting real. So now in my heart, I'm thinking, guess what? Jerry is saying, I ain't got much time left. You know what? I'm going to make these amends. I need to do what I need to do because I need another championship. And I'm looking at this team from afar. It's young, Mike. It's athletic. This defense is young and athletic. It has depth. And, man, it's coming at you in waves. And when I said this before, Mike, and I'm just going to get your thoughts on it right quick. When I watched them teams in the 70s, they had the stars on offense, but it was that defense that really got them. When it was the 90s, they had the stars on offense, the offensive line, the stars. But when they got them young boys on that defense, when they started getting them young boys and making a few shrewd moves, that's when they went to the top. When I'm watching this team now, Mike, you see the offense. You know Dak is doing his thing. Dak has stepped up and been that top 5 quarterback. This offense is rolling. We thought this offense was going to do this, Mike.
That dude is playing.
He's playing ridiculous.
He's playing like, dude, his fucking head's on fire right now. I've never seen Dak play as well as he's playing. I don't care about the QBR. I don't care about the yards per attempt. I don't care. Dude, he is firing passes across the middle in stride that I have never, ever seen him do.
Yeah, and it's amazing, and it makes you feel good because now you don't even think about the offense. You know, Mike, before you might be a little worried about it, but you don't even think about the offense now. Now you just want to really hone in on this defense. But the great thing about it is, Mike, like I said, the depth, the pressure, they can come in waves. You can have a
Your defense is only as good as your worst player. Your defense is only as good as your worst player, period. Like, and that's sorry,
go
brother.
ahead. No, go ahead. Finish.
That's why your $20 million edge rusher may be in a bit of trouble this summer.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of trouble because now I've already. Hey, did you see my tweet, Mike? When I said I'm not trying to rock the boat, but you see Michael Gallup out. The offense is humming. Cedric Wilson has stepped right in and done his thing. You see the deep. Listen what I'm saying. When you see the offense going like this, in my opinion, I feel like now Stephen Jones can say, well, I can lowball you, Michael Gallup, because we're still winning and Cedric Wilson has played good and we can draft another receiver. Yeah, I can see that happening. Even with DeMarcus Lawrence, you've seen edge rushers now on the team. The team hasn't fell off with DeMarcus Lawrence being out. And he's almost 30 years old and he's been injury prone. It would not be surprising to me for them to be cutting him because you got a package and you got a
It shouldn't be a hot take. It really shouldn't be a hot take, but apparently it is. But, I mean, if you look how this team does business and you look at the cap situation they're up against there next year, and at the end of the day, we only got so much pie. And then, then Stephen Jones can use the Dak Prescott contract as a reason for he cut Tank Lawrence. It'll be a whole shit show. It's going to happen. I'd be shocked if it doesn't happen.
I'll be shocked too. I mean, we talked about this, Mike, way before this with Michael Gallup and Lawrence. We talked about this. We
were the assholes wanting to trade him to the Colts instead of paying him. So I guess we're just haters.
Right. So we have been talking about this, but the defense now has stepped up, and that's why it makes it okay. Well, now we're looking at these young boys, and we already know Stephen Jones is looking at them young boy contracts. That's 4 years of cheapness, so they can make a run.
I mean, nobody expected Digi to be doing what he's doing. Golston comes in there out of nowhere, missed all camp. He got hurt in the conditioning test at rookie camp, missed everything, all the preseason, comes out there when I think he played 21, 22 snaps, something like that. Like he didn't miss a beat, like he's a third or fourth year pro, and that was not a bad team by any stretch of the imagination. Carolina was a tough out, man. That narrative is going to get changed up, because you're going to lose a few games because they played some bad teams. But that was a tough out. That really was.
They weren't a bad team at all. And hey, let me give it one thing. We got people in the building. We almost getting 100 in the building. We ain't even got 20 likes.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming in, guys. Thank y'all.
No, don't you? We can't thank y'all. We want to definitely thank y'all, but hit that like button, man. When you come in here and you getting some good stuff like we're doing, man, hit that like button right now. Hit it all on Facebook. Hit it all on YouTube. Share it on Facebook, YouTube. All my people's in here. Go ahead and hit that. Smash it. It's free. We always got to keep them likes up and keep that algorithm popping. We always want to show that good likeness anyway, because we're bringing some good stuff. But just like you said, Mike, Golston, I said he was going to be a better inside player than outside. But you know what I love about him? He is versatile. You can use him in different places. Just like you said, we didn't think Osa. Bohanna ain't even getting no work, and he's a good player. He's not getting the wreck, but he's still. You can bring him off the bench. To Justin Hamilton, you can bring that guy off the bench. Bradley and Nye will be back. Keanu Neal will be back. Urban is playing solid. Carlos Watkins has played solid. Gallimore is right on. He's right coming up right on the schedule.
Can we TiVo back to that Keanu Neal thing? So the Keanu Neal, people are talking about how we cut Jalen. Now he's got to go. Parsons has got to go back to linebacker full time. What's Keanu Neal going to do?
Right.
Come on, put a little logic to it. Micah Parsons is going to be your defensive weapon. They're going to put him wherever they want to put him. That dude played like 2-3 reps of safety last game. Like that, he is going to play defense. He is how Arizona should be using Isaiah Simmons, because they're the same player.
I think
in my opinion, they have the same type of athletic, like the way Isaiah Simmons was talked about with his athleticism and the way he can be moved all around the field, and we actually saw him do it in college. Versus it was projection with Parsons. Parsons is actually doing it.
Right. And he's doing it very quickly. But we knew, like I said, once I really saw the tape and really listened to him, I just love listening to him. Even when he made the tweet, like, stop putting me in no position, dog. I just play football. You feel me? And that's the type of, we heard D-Law. Listen, and I'm not dissing D-Law. Please understand this when I say this, Mike. And not just to you, to everybody. I want everybody to hear this. When D-Law was said, I would get a little hype, get hype. But when this kid says it, in my opinion, I said he was going to be the Dak Prescott of this defense. I said this defense was going to follow Mike Parsons. You heard me say that, Mike. I said it way back. He's going to be the Dak Prescott they're going to follow.
I disagreed with you. I disagreed with you. At the time, I did.
Yep, you definitely disagreed.
Not the first, last, or fourth time I've been wrong. So,
but it's all good. This ain't about right or wrong. This is about, you see, when he speaks, people listen.
Yes.
You feel me?
And this team, and it's not a shot. It is not a shot. You know where I'm going with this. It's not a shot at 90, but it says a lot. It says a lot about the quote unquote leadership in that room when a rookie shows up and takes control of it like he has.
I said he would, because he's different.
That he is. I've never been more happy to be wrong. Like, because I say wrong, it was all projection. The stuff we're seeing was not on tape. It was not. He wasn't lining up in the A gap and blowing up the center and for a sack. He wasn't covering Rondale Moore type people in coverage. He wasn't doing that, but he's done it in the pros.
It's culture.
I don't even know how.
I think.
Dude, I don't even know.
Go ahead.
I don't even know how to explain it. I really don't. I've never been more happy to be wrong about a player. Really, really, really. Like, because, and that said, they could have just easily been wrong because it was projection. You've heard Jerry Jones thought we thought he was a pass rusher. Well, it wasn't on film. It wasn't. But I'll be goddamn if they didn't nail it, Bubba.
Yeah, they definitely knew it. And, I got my shout out to my dog Fleur Perrier. Hey ho for the $2 holly. He says more Jabril Cox getting more reps. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
And we're going to be excited to see that because the more he plays,
that's your big picture move. That's what when McCarthy said big picture move. We got some guys, we have some depth, and Dan Quinn does not want anybody that's not on the line who can't cover. If you can't cover, take your ass on. And unfortunately, Jalen Smith couldn't cover, and now we're here.
Yeah, now we're definitely here, man. But hey, I'm not mad at it right now because at the end of the day, We had talked about the Dan Quinn thing, Mike. We wanted to do the defense. We already knew about the offense. We were never really focused. We were wanted to see how this defense was going to perform and how Dan Quinn was going to change the culture. Was he going to change the culture? We were talking about it. Sounded good in the interviews. It sounded good when he was working with the guys at training camp. It looked good. It looked good in the preseason. It looked good in the first game of Tampa Bay, even when they lost.
How many camp champs have we had though? You know what I mean? That's why we were all still just, hold on. Even to this point, and to that point, Buffalo's a quote unquote the number one defense. Well, they played Houston. All these teams that are the quote unquote number one. You played Houston and the Colts, and a bunch of scrubs. Well,
right.
Dallas played the quote unquote undisputed back-to-back champs because everybody already put Tampa Bay in the next Super Bowl. Don't bullshit. Everybody knows for the last 6 months Tampa Bay was in the Super Bowl. It was just happening. They brought all starters back, this, that, and the other. The Cowboys are going to get mudholed, and look what happened.
You're right, and let's not even talk about that.
Then we go play Justin Herbert, who is the best quarterback out of it. Like he is. Justin Herbert is special, and I got made fun of when I was talking. Oh, you were worried when we won the game. You were worried about this offense. No, I wasn't worried about the offense. I was worried about Justin Herbert. That dude is special, and that is a damn good team. And then we go play Carolina, who was wrecking everybody, who had the best front seven, and this, that, and the other, and they were the 85 Bears. You know what? They didn't even touch Dak Prescott. Didn't touch his ass. So, and then we get Sam Darnold, who played a damn good game. And we end up getting a couple turnovers. Well, we haven't had the cakewalk these other defenses have had that are ranked way, way higher. Will there be some regression on the turnovers? Well, they may go 7 or 8 games without one. Yeah, that's the way the NFL works. But I bet that coverage tightens up. That you get some players back. That pass rush tightens up a little bit. After this bye, we should have something going, Bubba.
Yeah, I feel you. Shout out to my dog, the Lunatic, faithful 18th month membership in. You know how we do. Shout out for the $5 holler. We will definitely keep up the great work, and I appreciate you. We're going to get them another giveaway popping. And I got a quick question here before we get ready to get off here in a minute, big dog. This is a question from my guy. Rodney Gay. Big Game says, do you think this team has more depth than the 92 Cowboys that won Jimmy Johnson's first Super Bowl? I don't think so. Because
salary cap. Impossible.
They're not going to have that, and plus it was a different era. The only thing I can say with this is this: for the now, right? For the now, Mike, this depth, and when Jabril Cox get in here, and let me say one last thing: the daggone safety position that we've been crying about, it ain't playing that bad, right? Is it? You've been crying about it.
Hey.
You've been over there crying.
Hey, I ripped the pro personnel's ass last year for the bullshit they did with what's his face and what's his face and what's his face. Cut half of them, cut the other half of them in September. They ain't even worth saying their names on here. Them boys were due a hit. It seems like they hit, and power to them. And that's what we needed, because you weren't fixing this defense in one draft. We still need two, three more drafts. Not full defense. Like the third one could be, kind of fugazi. But this next one coming up, we need to hammer on defense a little bit more after we get an offensive tackle.
Yeah, I would definitely say, but I will say this: Dallas has been pretty good at draft. Shout out to my dog Marvin Hargrove. Hey ho for the $10 holla. Make sure when you hear that, you know where it started from too, just to let y'all know. But yes. I'm feeling you, Mike, with the draft, but this is what I will say with the draft, though, Mike. Stephen Jones, Baby Nuts Jones, he loved the draft. He ain't giving up draft picks. He's all on the draft. So I will at least feel comfortable that we're going to keep our draft picks, and they're going to take their time with this draft. And I got to give Baby Nuts Jones some props, Mike. The man went out there cheap as hell for the safety position. He got Hooker, KZ, and Curse ain't costing a lot of money.
Blind squirrel.
You said what?
Blind squirrel. The blind squirrel, bro. Blind squirrel finds a nut.
Well, I'm giving Baby Nuts Jones some props. I'll be tearing his ass
Yeah,
up.
there you go. There's your. We finally hit a little bit of luck there. Hey, as far as we've been getting hammered in the ass on the luck department for the last, I don't know, ever, it didn't hurt to have a little.
I know, right? And no, boss man, I don't think he's going to be back in the lineup this week. He's going to probably a few weeks. But hopefully
Boss man's behind the eight ball bad, man. I get so worried about rookies who catch bad injuries, especially in the secondary. I'm worried about that one.
Well, I'm gonna just hope for the goodness. I'm gonna just hope for the goodness and let things play out the way they are playing. And right now, like I said, we got the Giants coming up. I'm not going to say that's an easy victory, but this should be a handily victory, in my opinion. This should be another game where Dallas.
Hey, if you're the team you claim to be, beat them by 15.
Right. Well, I think they are. I mean, I feel like this is a game where Dallas is going to win by touchdowns.
Hey, Kellen has the axe to grind here, bub.
Yeah, and
Kellen
is a beast.
And depending on how you want to count days, like I was talking about, this is either 364, 365 days removed from the same team that almost ended Dak Prescott's career.
Yeah, so I think this is going to be a pedal to the metal game. If we can run up the score, this is definitely going to be a run up the type score.
Dak's going to have 350 and 4.
Let's hope. I mean, let's hope. Is it at New York? I didn't even get to check. Is it at New York or is it's at home?
We're here, Bubba.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to be a beatdown. I think the crowd's going to be raucous. The crowd, the Cowboys fans, you know how they are. Tasting blood right now, feeling real good, smelling themselves. So that game's going to be jam-packed. And I just feel like Jason Garrett being over there too, Dallas maybe want to stick it to him just a little bit just because he's there. The honeymoon was over from that year away. I think they like to
Kellen says nice words in the media. That dude's got an axe to grind. I promise you.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But hey, man, I appreciate you jumping in here right quick. We wanted to do one on the fly. It's been a long time. We you know what I'm saying. We usually go week. But
well, on the mobile. I'm in my drop top spaceship right now. So
drop top spaceship. You know what I mean. So it's good to talk to you again, man. Good to be back on. Good to have our show again. And make sure y'all just keep on tuning in for Big Game James, Mike White, Burgers and Blitzes. You know how we do. Make sure you just keep on turning in. Go check out Mike White on Twitter, Burgers and Blitzes, just how it is. Mike White, he'll come right up. He's got a lot of stuff that he talks about, a lot of stuff that's going on that you may not know what's going on, but he says.
I broke the podium. I smashed the mic and broke the podium. I'm out there. Hey, Haley, ladies beat on the window, bro. I gotta go get her some dinner. I appreciate y'all. Hey, thanks for everybody stopping in.
Hey, appreciate you. Peace.
Later, brother.
All right, man. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna be real brief because we're getting ready for the final word. I believe they're gonna be at Dak Prescott's restaurant tonight. I believe Law Nation, the OC, and Boss Cowboys are gonna be at Dak Prescott's tonight. I think they're gonna video me in. Obviously, since I'm in Ohio, they're in the motherland, they're in the homeland. So if it happens, I'm able to get in. Definitely check out that show to be very, very explosive. We're gonna talk about a lot of things me and Mike already talked about, but you'll hear from the more wider stage with Boss, OC, Law, and myself. So hopefully that can be working. I can get videoed in on that, and we can have a good time at Dak Prescott's show. So make sure you tune in. I believe that's going down at 8:30 Central, I believe, 8 Central or 8:30 Central. But just check in and tune in on the channels, and you know how we do. Make sure you do that. So what's up with you, Joe Tranchina? Shout out to everybody that was in the building today, man. We had a great crowd in here. Make sure you hit that like button before we get out of here. We're gonna ride out to my sons. How about them Cowboys? Because there's nothing like it right now. All I gotta say is this, man. I'm not saying Super Bowl. I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. I'm not jumping out there and doing backflips and all that stuff. But I am drinking a little bit of this Kool-Aid they got out here with these Cowboys. I'm drinking a little bit of this Kool-Aid with these Cowboys. I'm not trying to drink the Kool-Aid. I ain't trying to drink the Kool-Aid. But I'm drinking a little bit of this Kool-Aid with these Cowboys for the simple fact that, I watched a lot of football in my life. You know what I'm saying? I watched a lot of teams in my life. You know what I'm saying? I watched a lot of Cowboys teams in my life. And every time I watch the Garrett era, and this is not dissing Garrett, but I watched them, and I just watched Romo. I watched those guys. I loved them. Shout out to my dog Aaron Lewis for the $4.99 holla. Let's get that up there. Hey ho, let's get you up there. But I just felt like we was never going to win it with Garrett. The only time I thought they had the best chance was 2014. It felt good, but then after that thing happened in Green Bay, it was just like, man, that was our one chance. Then it kind of just went downhill, man. But I mean, this team is different, man. It is. I can't sit there and say it's not. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It just feels different, y'all. I'm not really trying to, jump on the wagon or anything. Just don't even feel different. It just looks different. It don't feel different. It looks different. When I see the play on the field looks different. I think that's the biggest thing. Not the feel of the team. I think the guys are serious. They've been in the program enough. Kellen Moore 3 years. Dan Quinn new, but you got a lot of the guys who've been together for a while. But I think the play on the field is different. It's a lot more confident. Now when I feel like, remember I was talking about last year, even the year before, that when the Cowboys walk in the arena, nobody fears Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Nobody fears the Cowboys. When they walk into the arena, everybody's like, oh, this is an easy win. Teams that aren't good feeling that they could beat the Cowboys, because it just felt like it was just they were disorganized and they didn't have that top end. They didn't have that top end talent, didn't have the depth. They had good talent, but it was just like something. But coaching does make a big difference. Kellen Moore coming third year in the system. I like Mike McCarthy as the head coach, but I said he needed to be fish grease. Mike McCarthy was the guy I wanted. He wanted a vet. Jerry Jones said he wanted somebody with skins. You wanted a guy you didn't want to start over. So now you get a guy that's, I'm not saying McCarthy is perfect, but it's a lot better than it was with right now when it was with Garrett, for the simple fact that I see a different play on the field. I see this defense flying around. It flew around with Marinelli, but you got the talent to fly around with it. That's the difference. They flew around with Marinelli. They played their butt off with Marinelli, but now you got a bunch of talent, a bunch of young talent. Marinelli didn't get that talent. He wasn't the greatest in the draft room, but now you got a bunch of young talent. 2 back-to-back years, I said, under the McCarthy regime, you have a damn good drafts. You got CD, you got Trevin Diggs, you got Gallup, you got Bradley and you got Tyler Biadasz, you got this year, you got Osa, you got Parsons. You got Golston. The guys, Nashawn Wright, Mukamu. These are guys that, this is 2 good drafts under his regime, and it's paying off. And you got guys that are still injured. When they come back, it's just going to kind of be the sprinkling on the cake. So really, it's really up to the boys. We knew they always had the talent, but they haven't had this much talent, not in my opinion. This is as much talent they've had in a very long time, on the defensive side especially. Team speed is what I used to always worry about when they played offenses. Team speed is what I always worried about, because the team speed, you could see other teams that played us, tight ends, running backs out the backfield, they would flex them out and just isolate our linebackers against them one-on-one and lose. Now, that's not happening. Now, you can't do that. Now, you go in there playing a fast running back. Now, you go in there play fast receivers. You're not scared because, number one, Dallas can attack you defensively. They can attack you many different ways. And you got a coordinator that's not going to sit back in a cover all game. He's going to go ahead and attack. When he sees the matchups, he'll drop in a cover zone. But if he sees like this is something that we need to attack and we need to dial up, he will do it. And I think that's what I really love about what Quinn is bringing to the table. That's what I love with Kellen Moore. He's creative. Red zone offense scoring. Everybody was crying about red zone offense. They're 66% in the red zone. You get what I'm saying? Like red zone, third down defense. Their opponents are only getting like 37% on third downs. Both of your running backs over averaging over 5 yards a carry. Your quarterback is playing flawless football. You're +7 in your turnover margin right now. You're 3 minutes more than your opponents, 31 minutes to like 28 minutes. Those are winning formulas. You're completing 50% of your third downs. You're completing 50% of your fourth downs. Those are winning formulas for championship teams. I'm not saying this is a championship team, but those are the formulas for championship teams. And that's what I'm seeing right now as far as what they're doing. So if they can keep that pace up, Dallas is going to be a formidable foe come playoff time. And it won't be the same. We're choking again and we're one and done, because now you got a quarterback that can really win games. He could win them before, but now he's took that next step. You finally got a defense that's young and can fly around. You got a pretty good offensive line. You got the ball control, and you can spread them out deep with the receivers. You can hit them underneath with your tight ends. You got a lot of factors in your way. So really, it's up to the boys, man. Really, the Cowboys could really do it. They really could, but it's going to be up to them. Are they going to stay the course? Are they going to stay focused? Are they going to maintain? Are they going to start believing when the press clippings are saying you're 8-1 and the Cowboys are back, or you're 9-1 or 9-2, the Cowboys are back? Are you going to get lost? I don't think so, because I think you got a different leader in a Dak Prescott. I think you got a different guy who's not going to allow this to happen. People are worried about Hard Knocks coming in, but I told him Dak Prescott ain't going to allow it. And you see it hasn't happened. There was no effect of Hard Knocks about what they're doing. So I think the leadership is different. I think Dak Prescott has really took over as his team, especially when he got paid his contract. That really changed everything, because you didn't wait until the draft. You didn't say, oh, you didn't pay Dak and here comes the draft. You didn't play the games. You signed him before all that. You quelled the controversy, and then you let Dak take over as the true leader of the team, because now he's got his money. He doesn't have to worry about anything except running this team and being the leader, and everybody's follow suit. So that could be something special coming down the line. So we'll see. So I'm excited about it. I want to see how it keeps on going. I want to see how it keeps on moving forward, because this is stuff that I haven't seen in a long time. The camaraderie, I haven't seen that in a long time. The closeness, I haven't seen that in a while. Yeah, you can have talent, but closeness is different, and it looks like this is happening. And when that happens with your team, when it happens with your team and you believe in that, it's you win championships. And it's just the truth. So what's up, everybody? But I mean, that's what I'm really feeling, man. It's feeling really good. It's feeling real, and hopefully it can continue on. I think Dallas now can go and beat opponents that they should. You know, when Dallas beat Philly, I didn't feel like Philly was the better team. But guess what? I said in that game, I need to see Mike McCarthy show me this ain't the Kellen. I mean, this ain't the Jason Garrett, where they win a big game and then they come in and lose and play a dud. Or, okay, this Dallas can really take over the division if they win this game and then they lose. You got to win games you're supposed to win, and that was a game you're supposed to win against that Philly, and they did what they're supposed to do. Not only did they win the game, they dominated. And that's what you're supposed to do. When you play bad teams or teams that are not better than you, you're supposed to dominate those teams. That's how you are the championship team. And then when you play these good teams, you beat them teams. Or if they get lucky, or if they beat you, it was like, man, this team is good. And I think people are looking back now, starting to look back and say, okay, we've seen this before in Dallas, but this does look a little bit different right here. This does look a little bit different. So we'll see, man. But I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to get off here. Check out this Ezekiel Elliott tape I'm about to drop. Shout out to you. Go like that all 22. Hey, whole lot of pressure, man. Go check out that video. It's a whole lot of pressure Dallas is putting on them offenses. A whole lot of pressure. You know what? I said I'll make a shirt, but I'll be BSing a lot. But getting that merchandise out. Maybe I will. Somebody help me. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of things going on. But it's a whole lot of pressure Dallas is putting on these offenses. And they are seeing what's really going on. You feel me? So, hey, man, go check out this Ezekiel Elliott video I'm about to drop. You know, Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not saying he's 2016 Ezekiel Elliott, but he's damn sure looking really good right now. So I think you'll really enjoy that video. Go give it a like. Go subscribe. We hit our goal of 10K. We're almost at 11K. You guys are freaking awesome. Let's get that weight game up on that Facebook. Start tuning in more on that Facebook. Show this around on Facebook, because we about to do some things over there on Facebook too with Big Game James. So let's continue to make this happen, y'all. Let's continue to make things great, and let's continue to just get these dubs, man. Feels good out here when you're winning. You know what I mean? Because been a lot of times we've been losing bad. So feel good to have these haters out here shutting up and actually saying your team is really good. So that's great. So without that being said, let me get my song out here and sing along with it, because it's real. How about them Cowboys, dog? Because they may be back. You feel me? The boys may be back.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys from the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Big game, first name James. He interviewed, he called the games. Silver blue, you know the name. From the Emmitt Smith to the Michael Irv. We beating skins, shooting birds. I see a Bengal snatch it out his fur. Favorite team on the planet Earth. From Monday night to Sunday church. DJ putting in the work. I'm tuning in, no need to search. Through thick and thin and good and worse. Them Cowboys, click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys. From the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the, goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys. From the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that silver and blue done did it again. Them Cowboys, click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys. From the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the, goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Power Boys. Make you say wow boys. From the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Towel Boys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team